Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Wakfu Season 3, Episode 3. Yeah, a lot of trees today. But anyway, before I start the recapitulation, I need to give a little bit of information. If you might notice, I sound kind of funny. There is a reason behind that. Again, well, this time is not the flu, it's a cough. So yeah, my throat kind of hurts, and my nose is kind of, blocked and something like that, and stuff like that, sorry. I don't feel as bad as last time, so yeah, I'm pretty good to record, so it's just a minor annoyance that, yes, my voice is cracking. Sometimes I cannot breathe through my freaking nose, so yeah, it's an annoyance, but that is the reason behind the weird sound coming from my mouth. It's not my natural voice, so yeah, it feels weird and it sounds weird. So yeah, that is the reason behind the weird sound that you're hearing. Second of all, I have been reading your commentaries from episode 2. And I must say, I'm a little bit scared of what is going to happen in this one, because a lot of you, and probably 90% of you, have told me that, yes, look out for this episode, you are not ready for this episode, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm kind of worried for that. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is, and I cannot wait to see the episode because, yes, even if I'm not ready, I must see it. I'm not ragey, so yeah, my body is not ready perhaps, but I must see the next episode. Because what we left off in the last one, in the second one, was a happier ending than the first one. The first one was a very downbeat ending. Very, very dark. Not a lot of stuff happened in favor of our heroes, all of that. Yeah, so the second one was kind of a refreshing moment in which, oh yes, now things are going off for them. Hopefully everything is going to continue this way. I think not, for your commentaries. But anyway, yeah, that is the major difference between the first one and the second one. I am so scared to watch the third one because, yes, that's why I'm stalling here. I just finished what I have to say. I'm stalling because I am kind of scared of what I'm going to watch, what I'm going to witness in this third episode. But yeah, I think that is enough. I think I just need to man up and watch the next episode. So yeah, shall we watch the next one? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the third episode of the series, of the third season actually. I am still not sure how to start this. It is started as a very normal episode that, yes, they are going to the adventure. They are going to reach the bad guys and they are going to defeat the bad guys and everything was going to be alright. Of course, after a few obstacles here and there. What I haven't been anticipating is all the repercussions of their plan. All the way they behave in this episode. And I mean the villains and the heroes both have a very weird dynamic, a very odd dynamic in this case. It is interesting to say the least. Okay, but let's start with the episode, because yes, if I don't do this in order, I'm gonna start to rambling more than usual, let's say. Anyway, yeah, the first we saw a vision in Evangeline's head, a vision of their probable future of her children. In this case, we saw Ellie and Floppy and the unnamed kid just transform into these demonic beings. I don't know if it was her intention to make them diabolical, or that is how the gods of this world looks. My guess, that's probably how she imagines the god of the Yops, in this case of LLE, and the Crack god in case of Floppy, and the other one is kind of more of a generic demon-looking baby. My guess is she's imagining them as demons, as villains, because yes, for her, these guys are still villains. They are still the bad guys. She doesn't believe their story because she hasn't heard their story, and I'm not sure that even hearing said story is going to change her mind. So yeah, that's my guess. Of course, we know that this is a dream because they are still in their old house and this is blown up in the dream, but it was blown up before when they fought. She wakes up and she's still pregnant. She's not sure where she is. She knows she's in a prison. And luckily, Flopping is alongside with her. So yeah, she's fine for the moment. There are no guards, there are no even walls or something to prevent him from escaping except the height of the tower. It's too much and they cannot climb down because it's smooth. The other walls of this tower are smooth. Then we hear about Toxin. This, I don't think there is another word for her but to be a bitch. Yes, she just wants to torture these poor fellas. Perhaps she's angry because she was hit back then, or I don't know. This is a common behavior of Toxin. She's threatening them with, first she pushed Evangeline from the freaking tower. I thought that's what you meant by you won't believe or you are not ready for this episode. That's what I thought you meant. Luckily, this wasn't the case. We found later on, of course, that she was relatively fine. I mean, hanging from the very tall tower, just holding to your children's hands. So yeah, it's not that good. But compared to the dead, yeah, it's... Let's balance things out here. Anyway, yeah, we return to our heroes. They arrive to this weird-looking place because, yeah, it's not something I have seen so far. And according to even Amalia, this place has no living plants. So yeah, it is a weird place, very evoking of a Shelor. Why? Thanks to the clocks and the mechanism that we saw in the background and in the whole place. So yeah, it reminds me so much of a Shelor. But since I have seen a lot, well, not a lot, I have seen other Shelors in this series, I did not make the exact connection that yes, this is Nox, this is going to appear, he is going to appear. No, it was just another Shelor, because we have faced Shelors before. We have faced the Count, and of course Nox, and those who were in Bonta, etc, etc. So yeah, it's not that much. And this was the setup for the next drop. Unfortunately, Ellie is way too eager to kick some ass. Literally, that is what she wants. She wants to kick the ass of the people who kidnapped her mother and her brother. Yeah, she finds her brother annoying, but she still loves him, and it's understandable. This is common between brother and sister, and between brothers, and between sisters, and between siblings. So yeah, it's understandable. Unfortunately, as I said previously, this triggers a trap in which they are encapsulated in this kind of feel of time, let's say. I'm not really sure how to call that. This capsule of time, of course, is a very ingenious trap because, yeah, you can move. You move very slowly, but you can move. There is no restriction of movement. Well, yeah, there is a restriction of movement, but you are able to escape if you advance enough. The problem here is with each step you take, you grew older and older and older. There is not much problem for Ellie because she is very young, and yes, she matured, let's say. She matured, yeah, that's a little bit too much, let's say. She matures and she becomes a woman within this capsule of time. Hugo is still moving and is kind of growing. Unfortunately, Pompon and Ruel, especially Ruel, because he just took a few steps, but he's so old that even if advancing a little bit is way too much for him. Even Pompon is aging very, very, very fast. We saw a very, very old Pompon. And something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to Ruvilax grew older, but since he was a demon, he takes longer or something like that, or they live longer. But no, apparently he was getting old just as much as Pompon. I don't know if this is a consequence for hanging out too much with Pompon, or all the demons are like that, or perhaps his type of demon is like that. I am not sure of anything for this moment. But anyway, we return to Toxin and Evangeline and of course Floppy. And this is the main reason I think Toxin is a complete and utter bitch. I mean, seriously, you are in danger, a kid and a pregnant woman. Why? I don't know, because you find it funny or because of revenge or whatever. Say, oh, but they hit first and they hit her. It doesn't matter, you attack them first. And even that, you're supposed to need them to create these new gods for your plan. So yeah, I thought she was going to be rescued, or the tower has a trap in which you fell and you go back to the tower or something like that. But no, the bitch seriously just threw them away, both of them. Luckily, Lady Echo was there to save them. She puts them back in the tower very gently, and of course Toxin is running away because she knew that she wasn't supposed to be there. But of course Lady Echo found her and really beat the crap out of Toxin, which is something I wanted to see, because yeah, she was such a bitch in that moment. Toxin was such a bitch. And I know I try not to curse much in this channel, but come on, there is no other way for me to describe this woman. Anyway, yeah, she's thrown away, I don't know where, and Toxin is more gentle in this case. She's offering a tour, she's talking to them very sympathetically, assuring them that yes, you are safe now and all that jazz. Of course, Evangeline is not buying any of this. Why is that? Because they are still prisoners. Yes, it's a very fancy prison, it's a very nice prison, but it's still a prison. You are captive by these guys. So anyway, that's why she is not buying this. Oh, let me give you a tour and all that jazz. We leave them because yeah, there is not much here, and then we return to the rest of the Brotherhood of Top. This is when the nightmares start. I think the first one was Pompon. I think no, it wasn't Pompon. How could I forget this? And yes, the first nightmare that we saw was Yurgos, and this is a great resource, because yes, if you saw the rest, you will understand, oh, this is a dream, this is a nightmare, this is something to manipulate everybody else. You will understand that. But if you saw Yurgo for the first time, you start to suspect that, oh my god, Nox is back. Because of the traps, the knock, the time, everything that's around this trap speaks Nox. If you think about it, because oh my god, especially when you hear his voice. And yes, you saw that in my reaction. You saw that, oh my god, is that who I think it is? And when Hugo confirms it, when Hugo said his name, and went, oh my god, it's Nox, he's back? And then of course we hear Kill Me. That, oh god, every single major villain is here, what the hell is going on? I was utterly confused with this episode, in this moment. I wasn't ready for this. It is completely confusing and it's exciting at the same time. All the things that's happening in this dream, of course, I know that this is a nightmare, this is a vision planted inside Hugo's head. But in that moment, I wasn't sure. What the hell is going on? Why was seeing the villains of the past? Yeah, and we saw, of course, the rest of the nightmare, because yes, the impactful one, at least for me, I don't know for you guys, but the first time you saw this, but the most impactful one is Yurgo's one, because of Nox, which is, again, my favorite villain so far. I don't know if I'm going to like Oropo, I think it was, Oropo, well, that guy. I didn't know if I was going to like him more as a villain, than Nox. But still, it's amazing to hear that voice again. It's kind of nostalgic and yeah, a lot of fun. But of course, it's not the main one. Well, perhaps he's the main one because he's the main character. But anyway, we saw the different nightmares. And yeah, entering the mind of these heroes because yeah, Hugo is afraid or is scared of this. Well, his purity is lost thanks to the battles that he faced in the past. Sorry about that. Thanks to the fights he had in the past, and he's afraid that he made the wrong choice. He made the wrong choice by locking Kilby inside of this the black dimension, or well, killing Nox because he isn't sure about this one. He believes that everybody should be fine and happy and all that. Yes, it is a little bit weird in this case. Ruel, the other one I remember is that, yes, Ruel, of course, started like a dream come true of millions and millions of kamas. But then we discovered a little bit of the past of Ruel, that he had a wife, and for some weird reason, I don't know if she abandoned him, or he abandoned her, or he let her die, or he feels guilty because he died according to him because his own fault. I am not sure of what is going on here. And then, of course, we have Pompon's nightmare. That once he discovered that he is the god of the Yob god, he figured out that there were other kids of him. But he wasn't conscious by that. And yeah, according to him, they are not his children because he never witnessed their birth or anything like that. No. But he is the Yob god, so in his past lives, he is a father of perhaps several kids, hundreds of kids, I don't know. But he feels guilty because he should be loyal to only Evangeline. That's what he is thinking. Even though it's not his fault because he wasn't conscious like that, he fell in love, really genuinely fell in love with Evangeline. That's why I think that is his nightmare. That yes, he feels guilty because he believes that he was not faithful to Evangeline, even though this is in the past. We don't know how many hundreds of perhaps thousands of years in the past. And really, as Pompon, he has never, ever cheated on Evangeline, but my guess, he feels guilty for that. And then, of course, we have Amalia, which is kind of afraid of facing that she is not a good princess. She is not the princess that she should be, and she is reflecting all those feelings in Armand because Armand is perhaps in her eyes or in her subconsciousness, a good prince, a good ruler, and she is not, and she's afraid to abandon because she doesn't feel like Sanida is a welcoming kingdom for her. Yes, perhaps because it's thanks to Armand that really did something douchey, trying to push her into a marriage without love because yeah, she is completely in love with Hugo. So that's why she feels guilty for all of this because she believes that yes, as a royal, it's her duty to marry somebody else for the benefit of the kingdom. And she believes by not doing this, she's betraying her people. That's what I think. So yes, this guy, Oropo, I think, is manipulating their fears. He rescued Ellie. Obviously, she is not able to influence her. He is not able to influence her, sorry, because she is too pure, because she's a kid. It's understandable. And of course, after they are released, after he manipulated their minds, he released them, and we saw what I assume are the main villains. Perhaps Lady Echo is more of a villain in this case, but anyway. We saw that yes, he's offering kind of an olive branch. Let's say, okay, if your will is strong enough and is pit against all the future gods, you will win and we will release you and you will have no problem to reach the top. But this is kind of a very douchey way to say it, okay, yeah, I'm gonna kill you slowly, as he said in the end, as they are very defeated. Their will is not going to last. They are not as strong as they believe. Adamai kind of thinks another way because, oh no, these guys are strong. So, yeah, he's a very manipulative villain, this Oropo guy. it's an interesting villain because he doesn't behave like, oh yes, I'm the bad guy and I'm just going after whatever, I don't care. No, he's behaving kind of I'm doing right, I'm doing good. I'm gonna give you the chance to prove that you are better than us. That your will and your principles are better than our will and our principles. By pitting them against, well, ours. So yeah, it is a very interesting villain we're having here. This is a very interesting concept. And yes, the villain is not as villainous as you might think. His intentions are clear and he wants to bring good to this world thanks to the chaos that the old gods have left well in this world and any other world. Because yes, there are several times in which this one was about to be destroyed. Two of them, perhaps one of them is partially Hugo's fault, the last one during the specials. But still, I have said this before, and yes, because that's what I thought at the beginning, that's what I thought they were trying to do. That yes, this wants to, well, change the old gods and become the new gods, and they will have full control of the world so they can protect them and have the power to protect the world thanks to being, well, gods. I was right, so yeah, points for me. But still, the point remains. Without that chaos, without that change, the status quo, it's, for a world, for an entire world, terrible. There is not going to be any new ideas because those ideas are not going to be allowed because perhaps, oh no, this is dangerous, we cannot allow it. New changes. The world is going to stay the way it is. We won't have innovations, we don't have changes. Perhaps, yes, at the beginning this change is going to be terrible because it's going to bring terrible stuff, but you need change. It is necessary for a world to keep evolving. That's why, perhaps, again, I'm speaking through pure speculation. Perhaps that's why the old gods say, okay, yeah, sure, we're going to create this world, we're going to give some advice or some help here and there when something really awful is going to happen. But we're going to let you be. So that's why perhaps they are wiser, and these guys want to control every aspect of this world. In the theory that, yes, if they have full control, they're going to protect everybody and there is not going to be suffering. But the problem with that is a tyranny. And worse, even worse, this is a tyranny without an end. Because yes, these new gods are going to stop anybody else from become gods and defeat them. Because they will have the full control. And they will be immortal. They are going to be eternal. So there's going to be no change at all to this world. So yeah, that is more of a tyranny, a benevolent tyranny according to themselves, but a tyranny nonetheless. And I think it's not going to be that benevolent. So yes, this brings a lot of stuff into the table. A lot of philosophical repercussions of freedom above security. Because yes, they want security for this world, but they will have to sacrifice the freedom of the rest of the world. Perhaps not each other, and even each other, because I guess the main guy, the main bad guy, wants to be the main god, the principal, the one who is going to rule above them all. So yeah, this is a very dangerous recipe for a tyranny. But that's what makes this a lot more interesting. Because yes, they don't see themselves as bad guys. They see themselves as the saviors of this world. That no matter their actions, they will achieve their goals because in the end it's worth it because we are right. That is why. That is why the only argument that Oropo has is, it doesn't matter. if we kidnap, if we kill, destroy, whatever, because in the end it's going to be worth it. Because we're going to surpass the gods and supplant them. And that is a very, very dangerous mentality. Now, going to a very, well, a less deep topic. We saw the face, yes, again, my shipping goggles, I'm sorry. We saw the face that Amelia did when Hugo was growing. She looks very happy with what she was seeing. So, yes, it is. Again, my shipping goggles are going 100%. So, yeah, it is really, really interesting in that part. Yes, I know it's a little note, and it's nothing compared to what we saw before, the really deep topics of this episode. But since I spoke about that, I want to speak a little bit of something lighter. Yeah, it has been a ride. Yes, this season is just going up and up and up. It's amazing, and I love this season because, come on, it's unbelievable the amount of information, the amount of deepness we are dealing with in this series. But anyway, yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. I think it has been a very short commentary. For me, not so much, because I have to interrupt it thanks to my nose and all that. But yeah, anyway, the only thing I have to say, guys, is, well, thank you for your attention, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. And as always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.